What if I told you there was a secret difficulty setting in God of War no one is using that makes God of War as difficult as the Souls games and some of the roguelikes that people love because they're so difficult? And it has nothing to do with the penalty of breaching. It's about playing with no HUD and no aim assist. So I'm super excited to show you guys today my gameplay. I did this last night. I haven't watched it yet. We're going to watch it together. I'm excited to show you because first off, you're going to see how difficult it really can be to take the HUD away from the player. But also for you, the viewer, you're going to be able to see gameplay that no one else is posting. You're going to be able to see the God of War, the beautiful combat system they've designed without being distracted by all the other elements. So for me, the player, it makes it more difficult, which I find fun. And for you, the viewer, you're going to get such an amazing, or I hope, an amazing viewing experience. So we're going to go through my run. I'm going to commentate over it and kind of let you guys know why it's so difficult, what my mind is trying to process as I play. And I hope by the end, a lot of people out there that watch this are like, I want to do that too. That looks awesome and I want a new challenge. So let's get into it. All right, here we go. Start of the run. I'm just going to show you guys my settings real quick as I kind of described in the intro. So as you saw there, show me mastery, no aim assist, and then there we see all the HUD elements besides gameplay notifications. Gameplay notifications are kind of essential because especially in God of War Valhalla, there's so many bonuses that you get as a player that it makes it really difficult to not know exactly what you're working with. So that is the only HUD element that I do play with, but I don't think that that really takes away from the viewing experience for you and also the difficulty setting in a lot of ways. One other element that I think is going to make this run even harder, but I didn't think it was worth talking about in the intro. I personally believe that the most difficult way to play this game is a spear melee build. So that is what we're running for today. I do get the Elemental Hunter here at the start, which is going to kind of give me two paths. I can either go full out into the ranged attacks, but that's not what we're doing today. I want to make this run as hard as possible. The spear, I think, requires the most skill. I think it has the least amount of cheese and meta involved. I've had some amazing runs with the Chaos Blades, for instance, but with the Chaos Blades, the mash triangle attack, it's so good. And if you get the bonuses for it, honestly, you're kind of unstoppable. But with the spear, I really think it takes a tremendous amount of technical skill. But then involved in that, if you're not using the ranged attacks, it's even harder. So my goal is to get up close and personal, get right in their face, and make this as difficult for me as possible. So I just picked up a runic attack for me. Actually, before I go into that, we'll check what my perk gets. That's a great perk here. I was super excited when I got this because we're talking about trying to run a melee build. And now we're going to be able to get the Maelstrom gauge charged 30% quicker, which is going to be awesome for us. Always going to try and pick up a burden. See right here, I have a chance to go with the spear throw, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to do ranged attacks, right? So I avoided the spear throw, even though it would be really useful with the Elemental Hunter skill. And instead I go for the Realm Shift when I do my Spartan Rage, which again for me was actually a really good perk because I I'm running Valor, right? So Valor gives you a health boost, and when you have the penalty of breaching on, it's definitely nice to be able to get more health because obviously your health is getting drained at all times. So I ran the Valor Rage, so I pop my Spartan Rage a lot. So having that burden later in the game is going to be super valuable for me. This was a tricky choice to get a stat boost. I personally don't care too much about stat boost, but I thought for this run, let's kind of give it everything we got. So I sacrificed 40 health and then go for it. So this isn't it. You're seeing that I'm stalling here. I don't really know what to pick. The reason is because both have runics. I don't use my runic attacks much. Some of you might be thinking, see, and I just looked at the runic door and went, no, I want to go see what the other door is. The reason I do that is because this is kind of the first element of why playing with no HUD is so difficult. Without a HUD, you don't know when your runics are cooled down, right? So when you see a lot of other people's gameplay, and I'm not trying to shame anybody, but they fill out their runics, they get a bunch of cooldowns and 6 runic attacks, and they pretty much just fight with runic attacks the entire game. They just spam them over and over and over. And again, no disrespect, I personally don't think that takes any skill at all. So because I don't have a HUD, I can't see my runic cooldown. So if I'm relying on my runics, then I'm going to put myself in really bad position. So I personally don't really use my runics unless I absolutely know they're recharged. And if I absolutely need to, because I'm really in a difficult position. So that is kind of our first element we're talking about when you're saying, why is it so much more difficult without a HUD? The runic attack. So that's why I was kind of stalling there on that. This perk right here, I didn't really love either of these. The spear attacks against burning or frozen enemies could be useful because I do have a lot of elemental damage going here, but I have to be smart, right? If I see someone on fire, I have to be looking for that. And then that actually, you know, goes into one of the other difficulties of running this type of system is without, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, without a HUD, without the enemy health bars, you don't, when you have health bars in your game, you're seeing, it's telling you if they're on fire. It's telling you if they're frozen. So for you as the player, you're not actually watching the enemy. You're watching their health bar and going, they're frozen. Let's just see what I go for here. I don't like any of these. I don't think I pick any. I don't care for the impaling thrust skill, so I decided to save my money there. I go for the mixed door here because I find the perk doors often are just silver and not very good when you're in these rooms. So I went with this one here. I'll finish that thought. We're going to watch this fight for a second because I really struggled. So you can see my spear is getting a new element every single time. So that's something that if I was, you know, playing well, I would be really taking advantage of. But that move there really frustrated me. That guy jumped way too far. That made me mad in the moment. But yeah, I'm just kind of on my back foot here. I'm not playing aggressive. I'm missing attacks. I didn't know what was like, and I'm playing slow, right? Like right there. And I miss a throw there. And yeah, this fight, I was kind of really, really annoyed. I just wasn't playing well at all. I think I was just thinking too much. And there I am again, stalling, not hitting my combo. So yeah, this fight, but I get better, I promise. I get a lot better. See, and even there, that's a delay. That's a delayed combo. Later in this run, if you're delaying like that, taking that long, you're putting yourself in a really bad position. So these guys are really easy to fight, so I'm going to get back to my original point that I was talking about a minute ago. When you're playing with health bars, you get to see if an enemy's on fire, if they're poisoned, the elemental damage that you have on them. But see, I don't know any of that. I can't see if someone's frozen. The only way I can tell is if they're frozen or on fire is if I'm looking at them. So when you're playing without a HUD, you need so much more cerebral skill when playing without a HUD because you're literally having to look at the image of the character you're fighting and say he's frozen, he's on fire. So when it came to that ability, burning and frozen enemies, spear attacks against burning and frozen enemies do more damage. That's why it takes a lot more skill with that ability because I need to go, oh, he's on fire. I can see he's on fire, right? So when it comes to, those are two of many things that make without a HUD a lot more difficult. The runic attacks become a lot more difficult to manage. Let's see what I go for here. I love this perk. I love it. I think I buy it. I gotta buy it. Yeah, that one's good because that forces you to play aggressive, right? Sprinting and pressing R1 or R2, that's an aggressive maneuver, an aggressive attack, and really good for our melee build here. So I was pretty happy to pick that one up. But yeah, so when it comes to no HUD, those are two of the things, and I'll get into more. The lack of runic kind of abilities in a way, and then also not being able to tell how much or what element is attached to the person you're fighting. So I go for the weapon glyph here. You know, I do bad here again. So let's just kind of see what mistakes you think I make. Got hit twice. See, and we just got the visual cue that my health is low, right? Because, and now I pop that runic. I'm like, okay, I want to get some space, back him up a little bit, right? And now I should, yeah, I pop my rage here. So push the enemies back. Don't pop your health all the time, right when you feel like you need it. Get the enemies back, use a runic, use something to get them away from you, and then finish a couple off, and then pop your health if you're confident. Right here, hitting him with a little bit of range. I've got that person throwing fire in the back, so I got to be careful, right? I see now our visual cue again, right? I'm taking way too long in this fight, and I'm losing time. I'm losing health every second. I'm losing health. So I'm playing way too slow. I'm not putting good combos together. I'm not using my proper skills, and I'm paying for it. But see, even there, that was so unfortunate, right? I'm able to get my Maelstrom gauge full. I'm able to get it full, and I don't do anything with it, right? I'm not dodging effectively, so I kind of wasted that entire opportunity. I'm taking more and more time, and I'm paying for it. So we got to clean that up. I do know I clean it up a lot better as the run goes on, but these first couple rooms, I didn't feel super confident. I didn't feel confident at all, but I wanted to hang in there and see if we could make something of it, and I'm glad I did. Easy choice, right? That was a snap decision. If you watch that back, that was a snap decision. Why? Because the Gale Force is a range attack. We're going melee here. We're going melee. So I'm avoiding the range attacks whenever I can, and I was happy I did that. So that's why I was super quick on that. Get that Storm of Frost, right? So now with the Elemental Hunter build, or with the Elemental Hunter, I'm getting elements on my spear at all times. So I should be spamming my new ability I just got, right? I should be spamming that and creating those Elemental Storms whenever I can. I should be doing one right now, right? Why am I not using one? Now I lost my element. So those are some of the mistakes I'm seeing now with this new run is I should have, and then I get hit there. I should have been spamming that new ability I just got, right? That is one of the difficulties of playing Valhalla, though. Obviously, every single run you're getting new abilities that it can be difficult, gets hit again, right? You're watching going, man, this guy's not that good. And I'm not. Right now, I'm not playing well at all. My health is red. I'm close to death. Be able to pop some rage there. And this guy's hard. I don't like this guy. Maybe some of you guys don't find him bad, but it's that attack right there. If you get too aggressive against this guy, you get up close, and he's able to hit you with that quick knife attack, and it's very difficult to dodge. Able to get the Storm of Fire there. That's some information overload on your screen. That's a great ability, though. See, it staggered both of them, right? It gives me some time to move away. And, you know, for a few minutes here, I've been talking about ranged and not wanting to do a ranged attack. But at this point, this guy is dangerous up close. I find the best way for me to dispatch of this character, this enemy, is to keep my range, because he just attacks so with ferocity, and he doesn't take much time off. So to get up close, I find is very difficult against him. Not to mention I was one hit here, I think. I don't have a health bar, but with the red screen, I felt like I was one hit here. So I'm kind of playing my cards close to the chest. I'm not one hit. I had one to spare. And now, if we have a second, see his body? It's green. It was green there, right? So that's telling you he's poisoned, obviously, right? So that's kind of one of those visual cues that I'm looking for during the fight. And if he's poisoned, that means that they have a weaker power level, and then you can obviously do more damage quickly. That one was probably a mistake there from me. Because that other ability was a full melee kind of ability, and I decided to go with the runic, which I know kind of contrasts everything I was saying at the start, but I don't know, in that moment I felt like having that. The meteoric slam is not only awesome, but it's really good, so in that moment I decided to go for it. I thought about that one, but that's I find that's a high skill ability to shield strike an enemy that's inflicted. Because of all the things I just talked about, I don't really know when they're afflicted with an element. So to shield strike them, you really have to be paying a very close attention. So I decided not to go with that. I was happy to see this guy personally. maybe some people have a massive amount of difficulty with him. I did get hit there, but I'm able to get rid of him pretty quick, honestly. I feel like his moveset's kind of predictable. You know, he stays so far away, so you're able to see his attacks from really far. So I don't find it too bad. Plus, almost every single time you get close like that, you can pop your full Rising Wind combo like I just did. I'm sure I'll do it again at some point in the fight. Maybe right here. No. The spear is really good against this guy too, I find. Whew. That's one of the issues with the having all these elements on the screen when you're throwing the spear, is it takes up so much space on your screen that he literally just came through that cloud and I could hardly see him. So that is one of the things you got to keep in mind if you're running a bunch of elements at one time. But we're able to get rid of him pretty quick. You're seeing when I do that, it's because I'm checking my health. So you're going to see that at different points throughout the run. Just a quick little visual check. How am I doing? How am I looking? Go with the health upgrade there. For the hilt, the relic I run, it gives me more rage because I'm kind of focusing on trying to keep somewhat of a healthy health level. So I didn't change my rage there, or my relic there, which I'm sure some people are like, what are you doing? Use your relic, get to the new room, switch out your relic. That would, I think, be the best strategy, but I was kind of playing a little bit scared, keeping my relic, but still getting the health from opening the chest. Man, we're moving fast. You know, we're already at... See, I just did it again, right? I'm focusing on health a little bit. That was maybe a mistake, right? I could only buy one. I just looked again, right? I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I skipped out on the extra damage for a health boost on every kill, or a moderate luck chance to get a health burst on every kill. You know, I guess if I did have a critique of my run, I would say that, yeah, I maybe shouldn't have focused so much on health, because if you're not killing enemies quick enough, then obviously if you've played this game, you know, with what we're about to see in the maze, that it kind of sets you up for disaster. So, not to mention I have the penalty breaching on, right? So every second I'm losing HP. So I probably should have taken that other ability there in hindsight, watching this back. Right here, the reason I actually fought those guys was to try to get some health boost with my new ability, and I looked and I had less health than when I started the fight, so probably not a great decision there. But here we go. Here we go. We're going into the maze. I've been talking a lot, but there's so much information I want to talk about. So maybe at some points I can be quiet and let you guys kind of enjoy some of the fights. While we're running up and we have a second before I fight again, something else that I want to kind of bring up with the no HUD, why it makes it hard, is without health. I mentioned health bars in the element side of it, but I guarantee you, if you not even play this game, but any video game, if you see someone's low on health, if there's an enemy here that's low on health and one here that's full, you're like, I'm going to focus the guy that's low, get him out of the fight, open things up, give myself some more space. I don't know that. If I'm paying attention well enough, I have a general idea, right? Because I'm like, okay, this guy, I feel like I've hit him a lot, but I don't know that, right? So I have to just play the field. I can't say, oh, that guy's low, I'm going to focus him. So that's like another really interesting element that I don't think people would think about when it comes to playing without a HUD. But yeah, it really changes the entire way you fight. I got lucky there. I got tethered, but I had the fire ring going, and it broke the tether instantly, so that was really nice. I think I start to put together some nice combos here, if I remember correctly. I should have went in there. Definitely should have went in there. Now I go. Yeah, get that Rising Wind. Beautiful combo. I love that combo so much. And here's another thing. Look at my back. Look at my back. What do you notice? My blades, see, and I just noticed, right? I popped it just for fun. That is another huge thing without the HUD. It does not tell me when my mouse room gauge is full. So I am playing going, what does my back look like? Am I full? I'm looking at my blades and my axe because they pop off the screen, right? So that's another huge element without the HUD. Like, you might think, oh, it's just, I haven't even talked about the fact that it doesn't tell me when enemies are behind me. That's huge. Like, I haven't even talked about that. So if you're still watching and you're like, oh, I doubt it's that hard without a HUD. Oh, see, we got the burden off, so I get the realm shift when I pop my, that was, I can't believe that hit me. Okay, I'm all over the place, but there's so many variables. Look at this. So he tethered me, right? Or she tethered me. If you've played this game, you know the only way to get that tether off is to hit her or whoever with the proper weapon, whether it's your spear, your axe, or your blades. You're gonna see that for me, if I get hit with those tethered attacks, it ruins my momentum, my structure, because now I have to fully focus them, which any player would have to do. But for me, it's even worse because I have to go and guess which weapon it is. So if I get hit, and you're going to see it at some points in this run, is I get hit, and then I have to go, okay, I think I hit him with the spear a few times. Then I switch to my blades. It still doesn't work. Then I have to switch to my axe, and then I break it. So not only am I losing time, I'm losing momentum. And a lot of the time, I don't break it, right? And then I lose rage, which is such a huge factor in this game and with survivability. So those attacks, I have to avoid with everything I have because it's so massive if I get hit by them. So yeah, there's literally so many elements without the HUD. What was I talking about before? The Maelstrom gauge, right? Without the Maelstrom gauge, I'm not able to really know when I'm popped. So I can't even use one of the best, most damaging things in the entire game. So, but one of the really beautiful things about that is now I'm not focusing on a health bar or a Maelstrom gauge. And guys, I was playing once, and I actually, well, it was a technique I started to develop to know your blades. Let's see if I can hear it. We maybe missed it. The blades actually sizzle, like when you put water on a hot pan. So I'm playing, sweating out, and I just hear this sizzle in the earphones, and I found it so cool. Like, I feel like that's an experience for me as a gamer that other people don't really get to experience, like all those different elements that these developers put into the game. Because if you have a HUD, why would you ever notice that? Why would you even care to ever notice that? So I think that's why I was talking about, for you, the viewer, hopefully you're enjoying the visuals involved, but also for the player, if you do it like this, it's so much more interesting. Not only because you're not distracted by the HUD, but because you're noticing all these little variables, like the one I just mentioned. Such a subtle detail, the blades sizzling in the background, but I find it so beautiful. And just tip of the cap to the developers for thinking that that would be a cool way to tell you, the gamer, that you are in a good state. This is a really good perk for me here, kind of switching gears. Increase a rage gain when hitting status affected enemies. Well, we got a lot of elements on the board, so that's going to be a really nice one for us. Man, I haven't even really talked about my gameplay very much, have I? You know, we're not really even focusing on what I'm doing. I guess we still got some time to do that as I keep kind of breaking down the HUD and all that kind of stuff. We got the Cyclops and the Inyahar Brute here. This is a pretty easy room. I think I do okay here. I get hit here, yeah, and I think I get tethered. Yeah, I get tethered right here. Oh, no, I dodged it. Yeah, this room, I mean, this is definitely one of the easier rooms for sure. I can't believe that hit me, man. I think I've gotten hit with a blue ring attack like 3 times in my entire career, and I got hit once there. Yeah, I decided to use the runics here and just say get rid of him. Because I was so low on health, right? I was so low on health, so I said, let's get out of this, let's survive, and oh, I dodged that, get on his back, win the round. Yeah, I said, let's get out of here, use the runics. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? When it comes to my runic strategy, you notice I haven't used runics in like 10 minutes. And I decided to use them there because I knew they were recharged for sure. And I was in a really, really, really bad spot. So they're really just a backup plan for me, which again, makes the game way harder because that's a sweet ability. I hope I take it. I think I must, yeah. So really cool. Because I never know, sometimes I'm not going to notice when my Maelstrom gauge is full. That ability is really good for me actually, because if the Maelstrom gauge is full, some of my attacks create whirlwinds. So that's actually a really nice ability for specifically me, for a lot of players as well. I dodged this room because I'm low on health And I'm like, yo, let's get back. Let's get some more health. Let's open some more crates, and then we can challenge that room a little bit later on. I know that room's tough, right? Some of the rooms are harder than others, even though they're random and sometimes enemies are different. Some of the rooms are definitely harder. My controller died right here. I was thinking in my head, okay, well, that's annoying, but at least it didn't happen when I was fighting. So blessing in disguise, I think. Checking the health, seeing where I'm at, because we have these gems across the map. So I'm kind of strategically thinking, when should I actually use these, or maybe save them for the future. Yeah, sorry, I'm going. There's so much that I want to discuss with you guys. I love this game so much. I really, really love this game a lot. Hopefully it comes out in the way I speak. I think it's one of the best games ever made. So there's so much I want to discuss with you guys, and I'm not even talking about the fights like I mentioned before. Go with the rage here. This is a tough choice, right? You only get one of these every run. I almost missed that. Huge ability. Huge game-changing ability for me. I was pretty jacked up when I got that. Elemental spears do more damage. I'm getting free spears. Usually you'd have to go and siphon one from an enemy. I just have to throw one. Now I have the siphoned element on the spear, and now I'm getting a bonus because of that new ability. So that ability was probably the best ability I got for this build and the way I wanted to play in my entire run. So upgrade all the runics. I think I've got like 2 grand left or something. I think I go for the recharge here. Oh, I don't. Risky. There's another one. I don't know how many relics I have. I don't know. I'm guessing on how many I have. I went, okay, I think I've used it 3 or 4 times. I have to be cerebral. I have to remember what I've actually done. I have to be so much more focused in the fight. I don't know how many runics I have. So I popped one more, risked it. I may have only had one. I may have had 1 or 2. I think I only had 1 left. So I said, you know what? Let's just go with the recharge here. Able to open 2 boxes here, get the health back up to a pretty decent state. I didn't like either of these, honestly. You can see I'm stalling. I didn't like either of those. The one I picked is good if you're using all 3 weapons throughout the game, but I was mainly just trying to use the spear. So that wasn't a great ability for me. And you know what? I think I forget to break it. That probably should have been the first ability I break when I kind of max out. Okay, little preface. You guys are going to think I'm a liar based off of how I fight this interaction, but I don't care. Because if you played this game, I hear him. I didn't even see him. I heard that it was the Minotaur. Honestly, if I did have one critique of this game, it would be this enemy. Like, I'm sure there's other things that aren't perfect about this game, but this enemy's really dumb. Like, he's ruined some of my really awesome runs, and I'm sure he's ruined other people's runs. It's just dumb. Like, I don't want to complain or whatever, but his bull rush attack, this attack, you can't dodge it. I feel like you can break it with the blades. I run the spear so much, like probably 90% of my runs I've used the spear in this game. So you know, maybe, but I have tried the blades and it seems inconsistent. Sometimes when you use the blades against him, it stops his bull rush. Sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, I'm kind of playing like a bit of a coward here, just staying away from him and throwing at him. But it's just so annoying, man. Like, not only do you get hit and you take damage, but it's also that tethered attack, right? Which totally ruins my games. Because if I get tethered, think about this. If I get tethered against him, I have to bull rush him, and he has a ton of different melee attacks. I have to get right up close against him, and usually there's other enemies around, and I have to start spamming all my weapons. So this guy honestly is the freaking worst. He ruins my run specifically because of that tethered thing I'm talking about. So I've looked on the internet, and I know a lot of people don't like this guy, and they talk about how his bull rush attack is unguardable. But for me, I can't afford. Yeah, go with the runic here. I'm taking way too long, right? Because I don't do much range damage. So I said, yo, let's just get rid of this guy. Let's put the runic on him. Again, I think I take the stat boost here. Yeah, I definitely do. I better. Yeah. Again, that was a ranged attack. So I'm trying not to lie to you guys. I don't want to do range. I'm trying to get up close. But for some of the fights, like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb to go up close. Mistake there. That's a mistake. I pop my rage while I'm not in combat. Well, I get a realm shift when I pop it. So that was stupid. I definitely shouldn't have done that. I don't even know what I do here. This is the hardest room in the game, I think. So I skip it because I'm a little baby. I think that's the hardest room personally. Other people might disagree. I don't know. But, so I've said a lot of things to you guys. I've got like 30 more seconds here. The best, oh, I love this ability. That's my favorite ability in the game. That move, I should say, is my favorite. The jab, almost jab punch, right? Evade and hit. I want to say some things quickly here, because the thing I'm about to do is the most proud moment I've probably even had ever in gaming, is beating that room I'm about to go into. You guys, like, I hope you enjoy the next encounter. Again, I'm super proud of it. I think it shows off, like, I don't play cheesy. Again, no disrespect. A lot of guys on the internet, they do a lot of dumb stuff that break the game, right? Whether it's runic attacks or popping realm shifts over and over and over and just making the game super easy, in my opinion. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't find it fun. And I don't think as a viewer, and you're the viewer in this case, not me, to watch that. So, you know, think about the HUD elements. I haven't even talked. I mentioned it briefly. It doesn't tell me when the enemies are behind me. So for me as a player, I have to be scanning the environment all the time to know where enemies are, which is just a totally different way to play than other people play. Other people can just rely on the arrows around them. So I have a few more seconds. Think about those HUD elements. Think about the fact that I have to run around here and keep everything in my mind. I don't see health bars, any of those things. And I'm just going to stop talking for most of this and just let you guys watch. I'm super proud of this. And I hope you enjoy my combat and my approach to God of War.
Disrupt it while you can. Don't get close, brother. Right side, incoming. Oh, that wretched sword. along Valhalla's mark. One more to go. Charging right at them.
That maybe saved my run. And like, what is that? I hit him with the little jab attack and it broke him. I just don't understand. Maybe you have to hit him at a certain point. Well, that was stressful. You know, only 6 seconds left to beat it. It was back against the wall. You know, that was the first time I watched it. When I... so you'll see when I get out, I stop. I even stop a little bit right here, I think. I was cheering pretty freaking loud here, to be honest. I was pretty proud of myself. I started yelling, F yes, F yes. I think I woke a couple of people up in the house. I was pretty proud, man. You know, I was pretty happy with that. Look, watching it back, I mean, I can't help but critique myself. So, you know, I feel like I could have been more aggressive. I think I put together some good combos, but there's a reason that I only beat it with 7 seconds left and not, you know, 50 or 1 minute like I have in other times, or when you watch other players, they might beat it a little bit quicker than that. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I think, because I did kind of struggle with some of my combos and getting aggressive. I was kind of throwing a bit too much. I do nice damage because I have the elements on my spear, but I think I would have been more happy watching that back if I was more aggressive. I think I do okay in this room here. We'll just check it out. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you guys about the no HUD gameplay. I definitely know there's one other element that I find difficult about it. Man, those chicks suck, the sirens. I'm sure that's no one's favorite. She's pretty difficult. You know, it's funny. Half her moves are super easy to defend, like that one. And then half her moves are just a nightmare. Like that one stressed me out. You could see I backed away there. Yeah, see, I'm just throwing a bit too much. You know, I think I'm just playing scared a little bit, especially after completing the room, and I was pretty stressed out when I did that. You know, I got to be playing more aggressive here. Obviously, I've been winning these encounters, so I can't complain too much, but it would have been nice to see myself play with a little more speed. And like right here, I should just be getting up and tight with her here, I think. Those little harpies are the freaking worst, man. I did not want my run to end because I got hit by that thing. So I just said, screw it, let's just use the runic attack. They suck, man. I think that blades are probably the best thing against them, but obviously I'm trying to use the spear as much as I can. Like, could you imagine if I got hit by this thing with no health and died? Oh, I would cry. Let's see what I get here. Looking for a good perk. So I don't like any of these really. My glyphs are full, so you're gonna see over the next few minutes I'm really debating how I want to manage my glyphs. Yeah, see, so I'm checking all of them out. All of them serve some purpose, so it's difficult to want to break any. Yeah, see, and I check again which one I want. The reason I'm taking so long is I like my Maelstrom gauge getting full. But that's a Maelstrom ability, the one that I probably could get rid of. But I also do a lot of status effect damage, and that was a good status perk, so I'm taking a long time here to make a decision. It's a good thing your health doesn't go down when you're making a call. I actually can't remember what I do here. I think I take that perk, the Afflicted Momentum, but I guess we'll see in 15 minutes or however long it took me to make this decision. I'm really taking my time here, checking out again. Okay, what am I got here? I really wanted to give a good effort and a good run here, which I've done so far. I think, like I said, some mistakes, but yeah, I guess a talking point I could go for while I, you know, run to the next room and whatnot is yeah, you know, maybe you noticed in that encounter, you know, all the things about the HUD, the rage, the health, the relics, the elements, the health bars. When you fight bosses and they have runic defenses on, or even mini bosses, you can't see if the runic attack will even do damage to them. But the biggest one of all, and I haven't even talked about it because I'm just so used to it at this point when playing this game, is not knowing where enemies are. That seems pretty important, right? I use a reroll here. I know that because I didn't like either of those, and I was pretty freaking excited to get this Soulless Assault. Yeah, that's a really good ability. I know I got to get rid of something to pick that up. You know, it's a perfect perk, obviously. My health is pretty low here because of the way I've been playing this round to be able to get more relics and increase my rage. Therefore, increasing my health is very valuable. So I was pretty excited when I picked that up. You're going to see I do a bit of a cheat here. This is one of the first times, honestly, in months. Days that I did put my HUD on for a second. I put my HUD on for literally 1 second just to see how many relics I did have, because I was like, it's so important to know how many relics you had. So in that situation, I just took a quick peek to see what it was, but that's the first time I did it all game. Pop the health boost, pop the rage burst. It really broke my heart to do this because they're gone. Those are the only ones I have. See, I'm taking a lot of time. This is some time now. You guys probably don't care that much about my build. I'll continue talking about just the HUD elements. Oh, and that's what it was. The no aim assist. You know, ranged attacks in this game are pretty freaking important. You know, especially, well, if you're using the spear, they're massively important. If you're using the axe, they're important. If you're using the blades, they're not quite as important. But I'm playing with no aim assist. I'm playing with no aim assist on controller. Just, well, it's God of War. It's only on PlayStation. You know, it's I think that it can't really go without saying is, you know, it's no aim assist is a massive deal in my opinion. Maybe other people don't think it is. And when I'm saying this difficulties, I personally think this game I think playing like this makes this game at least one difficulty harder. Maybe you disagree. Go try it out. You know, go throw no aim assist on and see how much different it makes the game. Personally, I think it makes a lot different. So yeah, you know, definitely not a perfect run. You know, I was pretty excited to make this. I still am. I'm having fun watching this, but I might have to do another one. You know, I feel like I could have put together some more combos, but yeah, you know, so what have we got so far, right? We've got no aim assist, which makes the game all that harder. I don't know where enemies are. I can't single out enemies that are in the fight. I can't know what status effect is on enemies. That guy's on fire to your right. You know, I can tell that, right? Because I'm paying attention. I can't see my maelstrom gauge. I have to listen to Mimir, and when he says there's someone behind me, I better pay attention. If I get hit by those, it totally changes the flow of my fight because I have to totally focus them, unsure of what weapon I need to use. I'm not very equipped to use runic abilities very well. I don't know what my relics are. The list honestly goes on and on. So if you don't think this is hard, give it a challenge. Give it a frickin' go. And it's so much more fun. So definitely encourage you guys to do that. I actually handle this room pretty decent, but also no, you know, I'm getting mad watching this back. You know, I think I do some good things throughout these encounters, but look at how far away I am. Why am I so far away? You know, I'm not going to be able to be effective with my melee, and then when I go in, I freaking miss. That was not a nice combo. I didn't do the Rise and Wind combo like I think I was trying to do. You know, yeah, I'm just playing too far away, obviously. It's tough, though, right? That's why ranged attacks are in this game, because sometimes you have to break up the field like I just did. That was actually a pretty good move by me. You know, get a bunch of spears in them, and then pop it, and then you can get in tight with them. Nice, decent combo there. I don't know what happened. That guy totally was not accurate with his attack. Man, the enemy UI in this game I think is so impressive. Like, some of the things I've noticed throughout the hours of playing this game with the UI and the intelligence, or like the strategy that the enemies use. So you'll see here. So that's actually something I do a lot, is I save my runic attacks for when I get hit by the tether, because typically the runics will get rid of them. So that's a pretty good strategy if you do decide to play like this, is to save your runics in case you get tethered. It's kind of an easy way out. Yeah, I hate this, man. This is actually one other critique of the game, probably, with the combat. It's one of, like, this is my only critique of the actual combat system. The Minotaur's kind of broken, but I don't like that back attack, personally. Maybe some of you guys do. I think they did it in the original trilogy, so they probably wanted to bring it back, but there's that rising wind. See, and that's the sad thing about it. When I'm up close with these guys, like, I just pieced them up with my spear, and I did so much damage. Right? I did so much damage against him. I better not take the runic, or else I'm a liar. Yeah, you know, that's kind of one of the sad things is watching this back is I do so much damage when I'm up close and personal. But this game's hard, man. You know, also a balance. If you were really trying to make a real legitimate run like I'm making here, and I'm not trying to brag, I think this is an impressive run. If you're trying to make a run like this, having a little more balance is probably going to work in your favor. You know, I'm all melee, which is why I'm doing it, because I wanted to make it as difficult as possible for you guys to watch. But, you know, it's like, how unfortunate is that? I don't even fight these freaking things. I just run right by them. Yeah, a little more balance, right? Because I'm using my spear throws so much that it'd be nice if I had a 30% boost in damage on them, and then took away even just one single ability for melee. Because I've got like 9 different melee abilities in my build, but it probably would have been nice just to have one ranged ability. Like if I would have picked up that spear drill and increase the damage for my spear throw. Well, now we're working with, now just that one ability it balances out your build so much more. Oh, I lied. I cheated one more time. I see. So I have 6 relics, which is actually a lot, right? So I've got quite a bit of rage, and I've got more to come. So I was feeling pretty confident, but, you know, guys, this is going to be the end of the run. This room, which sucked. I played scared. I played off my feet. And at the end, I got hit by a basic enemy that I just shouldn't have died by, but he has... When you play on this difficulty, when you play with the penalty of breaching, they change some of the movesets and what's blockable and what isn't blockable. And, yeah, it's too bad. So I'll stop. I'll let you guys watch. I'll just watch myself, and we'll see what I did wrong throughout this fight to put me in that position. And we'll break it down at the end. And if you jump off, well, actually, a little breaker here. You know, thanks for watching. I freaking love this game. I'm making videos like this just to kind of spread more awareness for these developers, man. Like, these developers that made this game are artists. And I just want to show them my love. They've given me a lot of amazing experiences over the years playing this game. So, you know, tip of the cap to them. I encourage you guys to go play this, to go play like this, man. It's so cool. I hope you liked watching without the HUD. Now go play without it, man. So much better. It's so much more fun, so much more beautiful. But yeah, let's watch the last couple minutes of this encounter, see what I did wrong. So sad, man. So sad, because I could have got rid of that guy. I could have got rid of him as I was watching. I was like, man, why didn't you be more aggressive on him there? Why didn't you be more aggressive on him there? Because I could have got rid of him. I think he was pretty low. I don't know, but I think he was. And then I could have probably got rid of her, but just alone. Yeah, that's... I might have to do another run, man. I might have to do this again. You know, I'm happy with it, but I think I could have been better. You know, I was pretty devastated when I lost that. I still haven't completed my perfect run. To me, my perfect run would be getting all 15, of course, beating the Berserker boss, and then beating Tyr. I got a long way to go. You know, I didn't make this video to say I'm the best player in the world. I didn't make this video to say I hope there's some strategy things that you guys took away from that. There's so many strategic things I could talk about with how I play, because the HUD changes how I play. I got into some of those, but man, watching this, man, I feel like there's some more I could talk about. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you like watching it. I love this freaking game, man. I love this game so much. And I hope you do too. And if you haven't played it and you just watch it for some reason, I don't know, maybe you did. Go play this game. Go play it right now. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely keep an eye out, because I've got a lot of cool ideas and perspectives on this game. I know I do. And I'm going to be making more God of War content going forward. So definitely sub. If this video gets a good amount of likes and comments and stuff, I'll definitely keep making more videos like this. Maybe videos breaking down my strategies, because like I said, I know they're different. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. And if you want to see more from this channel, we do a lot of things here with a bunch of different guys. So definitely you can look through our stuff and see some of the other videos that my team members have made. But if you want more God of War content, you can click this video right here.